And hello again, wrestling fans. It is Saturday, January 29th. Yes, Saturday, and there's a pay-per-view. It's kind of odd to be thinking that with WWE pay-per-views, or should we say premium live events, as they want to call them now on Peacock, the WWE network. So that's where you can get that. This is your Scumbags Prediction League Royal Rumble 22 breakdown. I'm just going to stretch a slight bit for timing because we might be having co-host and Stephen O'Neill joining us, but it is tonight. It's one of my favorite events of the year for starters, and tomorrow you can join Jonesy and I as we look back for part of this week in history, and we'll look at 10 different Royal Rumbles from 1988, the first one, to 1997, the first 10. There's 35 in total. The 35th pay-per-view is happening tonight. And, you know, if you throw in a couple other things like the greatest Royal Rumble from Saudi Arabia, the corporate Royal Rumble, the test one that they did before the USA special in Hamilton, that one-man gang one, we're looking at almost the 38th Royal Rumble match itself. And now this will be actually the fifth one for the women. So we're well over 40 Royal Rumble matches that have happened in the history of the event, or the match itself. Excuse me, just for... And so tonight is happening. It is in St. Louis. And we are going to be running down the 6 matches, 4 regular matches, 3 of them title matches, and 2 Royal Rumbles. So be sure to join us, whether you're on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook. I want to thank you for joining us live for that. You can send us your comments. I will put them up and include you in some of our predictions that are going on. Now, if you're listening later on, and Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere you get your podcast from, please send in your picks by 6 o'clock tonight, or, well, let's go with before the first bell. So 7 o'clock tonight on either our Facebook page or going to our website, scumbagswrestling.ca, and you can enter. There's a chance to win a prize tonight, and the way the points basically go are the fact that you get 10 points for a win, 5 points for a no contest, and 0 points if it's a loss. There are no triple threat matches, so the 5 points for a no contest may or may not come into play on this. We have prizes to be awarded for the top 3. You don't have to be part of the Predictions League throughout the year. This is actually our final one of Season 2. The top 5 point getters are moving on to the finals to get the championship belt. But tonight, anybody can join, and you can earn points towards prizes from our store. Now, we have the 6 matches, but there's bonus points to be earned, and I'll run down those as we look at some of the matchups, especially for the 2 Royal Rumbles. But, I want to look at the first one. It's the Men's Royal Rumble match. Traditional match, 30 participants, mostly all male, I will assume, because I don't think there's any females available that they want to do like they did Nia Jax, Awesome Kong, or Karma, and a few others over the years. And they're already having enough issues trying to fill the women's Royal Rumble itself. So, like I said, 30 men involved with this. Currently listed, 25 out of 30 have been named publicly, and that includes Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, Austin Theory, Jackass's own Johnny Knoxville, Sheamus, Damian Priest, AJ Styles, Big E, Happy Corbin, Madcap Moss, Sami Zayn, Kofi Kingston, Kevin Owens, Omos, Randy Orton, Riddle, Chad Gable, Otis, Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, and as of last night, Shinsuke Nakamura, Rick Boogs, and Ricochet. So that's the list as it goes right now. There has been speculation on Bad Bunny going to be part of it, Shane McMahon, BT Sports even threw in possibility of Okada making his WWE debut and coming from Japan to be a part of this. I think that's a little bit of a long shot, and I think they even put it that way as well. But there's still 5 spaces available. So you could have people like Kane, Hurricane. There's so many that could show up. Elias could come back finally from the dead and make his appearance. I don't think Veer is going to be one of those 5 because he's still trying to make his way from the wherever. I don't even think he's in India. He's just trying to make his way to Raw, and that's been since October, and then we're in January. But yeah, so those are the guys that are going to be in there. And my pick for this is going to be Big E, unless something happens like a Brock Lesnar shows up because they lose their championship, and it sets us on the course still for Roman and Brock to go at it. But barring any of that, my actual pick is Big E because he should be getting his rematch from losing the title at day 1. But then again, last night, sounds like they ended up just sending him over to SmackDown, and he's back teaming with Kofi Kingston as part of the New Day. So I don't know what's going on with that. We'll have to wait and see. Now, as I said, there's some questions to be answered for bonus points. Those are worth 5 points for everything correct. 10 for the winner. As I said, Big E. Entrance number 2, I am going to go with somebody like Austin Theory. The way Vince McMahon has been pushing him, he's going to be in there kind of early. Probably going to be one of the longest time in the match. Maybe even make it to the final 4. Just the way he's being pushed by Vince McMahon, and it'll be his learning lessons and stuff like that. Somebody like a Rick Boogs could be the shortest time in the ring, along with like Tozawa, Drew Gulak, Reggie. Of course, these names have not been mentioned, but there's 5 spots available for them. Most eliminations, we saw Omos do a lot of eliminations recently on a Battle Royal. I think he could do it again, and so there's a chance for that. Crazy saves. We always usually see Kofi Kingston or John Morrison do it, and I think either Kofi's going to do one tonight since he's back and healthy, or we could see somebody like a Ricochet or Reggie do a surprise save. I think somebody else said that possibly General Aziz would be at ringside, or Commander Aziz, should I say, would be at ringside and could save Apollo by being launched and catching him and then putting him back in the ring. And that would count, yes, as a crazy save. And for those watching live, yes, that's my dog wanting to get in on the predictions. But that is the Royal Rumble for the men's side. Picking surprises, as I threw out there, big Shane McMahon and Bad Bunny as possibilities. Final 4, I could see it Brock Lesnar if he's in there. Definitely an AJ Styles. Big E because I chose him. And an Austin Theory being some of your people who make it to the Final 4. There's some yes or no questions because over on SmackDown, we've had interaction with Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn. So some of the questions you can answer for bonus points include, will Sami Zayn eliminate Johnny Knoxville? Will Johnny Knoxville eliminate Sami Zayn? And of course, because it's Johnny Knoxville, will he do any Jackass type stunt as a part of his appearance tonight at the Royal Rumble? So you can send those answers, yes or no, to those questions, and you end up winning 5 points for those. And there went Frank. So give me your thoughts. Send us a comment in the comment section. I'll post it up here. And who are you picking for the winner of the men's Royal Rumble match? Another match, not Royal Rumble itself, is the mixed tag, the Grit couple versus the It couple. What kind of surprised me on this whole thing was that last time at day one, The Miz did not get the victory over Edge. So Edge got the victory. That's when we saw Beth Phoenix make her return and go after Maurice. It didn't make sense for me, logically, why the face went over and now is doing this mixed tag. But it is happening, and I think for this time, I'm going to go with the Miz and Maurice, or Miz and Mrs., getting the not the championship, but getting the win on this one. We got Lefty coming in and saying Edge and wife, so Beth Phoenix for that, and also a comment of Omos possibly winning. He is a part of the Predictions League, and I have his picks coming in right now. So once I'm done this, I'll be adding Lefty's updated picks to our page to know what's going on. But yeah, like I said, it's the It couple versus the Grit couple. And for this one, I have to go with Miz and Maurice getting the victory. I don't know why the faces got the victory in the case of Edge the first time, but he did. And yeah, for anything to be meaningful, I really would like to see Miz and Maurice pick this up. Of course, they're going against Beth Phoenix, Hall of Famer. Both Edge and Beth are Hall of Famers. Worked for Ron Hutchinson in AWF, but there's something about Miz and Maurice for this one that's where I'm going. The SmackDown Women's, or not SmackDown, keep on thinking Becky Lynch over at SmackDown. The Raw Women's Championship is on the line as Big Time Bex defends her title against somewhat her hand-picked opponent in Doudrop, the formerly named Piper Niven. A lot of people think that Piper doesn't have much chance in this one, and unfortunately, I do have to agree. I hope Doudrop is able to put up a better fight. And somebody's saying, John is saying, it sets up a big rematch at WrestleMania. Exactly. If you're referring to the It couple versus Grit couple mixed tag match, that's where I would want the fact that the Miz and Maurice pick up the victory today, and then leads to a third decision in that case. Lefty is saying by disqualification. That could be the mixed tag. Be sure to let me know which one you're talking about as well. If I have moved on to another matchup, just makes it easier for me to go back to. And Lefty's picking Big Time Bex. I think I'm going to be picking Becky as well. The winner of the Royal Rumble is, in my opinion, going to be going after Becky Lynch in this case. And so there's a lot of rumors of who that could be. I will get to that when I get to the Women's Royal Rumble match, because there's a few possibilities. And with a lot of the swirling ideas going on of who could be showing up, I think they got a little bit of excess talent just in case some people don't pass COVID protocols if they're doing that tonight. And the mixed tag. Yeah, thank you guys for verifying that. I thought you were going to talk about the mixed tag when making the comment. So my case, as I said, I'm going to go with hopefully a great match with Piper Niven giving her all for Becky Lynch, but then Becky's still coming out on top and facing the winner of the Royal Rumble. The SmackDown Championship with Charlotte, that'll probably be decided during this as well, because whoever eliminates Charlotte will probably be going after Charlotte's title, be handpicked on that one. Lefty is saying Flair. Wondering if you're thinking title versus title possibility for Becky at WrestleMania. But anything's still possible. We've already heard Mickie James say that she wants to do title for title, Impact title versus one of the WWE women's titles at WrestleMania, because she wants to win the Royal Rumble for the women. So there's a lot of possibilities going on today. And that's why I want to save that one just for another moment. Actually, it is the next one that I'm going to go to. It's the women's Royal Rumble. Just saw the list of where I'm going. So 23 out of 30 entrants have been announced so far as being entered into the Royal Rumble. Those include Rhea Ripley, Nikki Ash, Dana Brooke, Carmella, Queen Zelina, Tamina, Shotzi Blackheart, I just lost the list. Charlotte Flair, Shayna Baszler, Naomi, Aaliyah, returning people in Nikki and Brie Bella, Lita, Michelle McCool, Kelly, Summer Rae, Mickie James, like I said, from Impact Wrestling. She's supposed to be even bringing her title with her. Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Sasha Banks. We saw her return last night on SmackDown. And the general manager of both brands, or co-general manager, Sonya Deville, after she lost to Naomi last night. She's thrown herself into the Women's Royal Rumble. Title versus title. Okay, so that's your thought for possibly WrestleMania. Is a possibility, or even Mickie James is wanting to do title versus title in case of Impact versus one of the WWE championships. Yeah, as I said, there is 23 out of 30 women announced so far, and other names that have been floating around. I checked it out just before coming on live and see what other websites are saying, and we have people like Ivory. Some people are thinking Paige is going to come out of retirement and enter the Rumble. Jillian Hall, Kairi Sane coming back from Japan to be a part of us. Sarah Logan, former women's champion. Caitlyn, she was last seen in the Mae Young tournament. Bayley could be coming back in time for the Rumble, back from injury. We saw her with Sheamus at a football game recently. Oksana, who hasn't wrestled in 8 years since she got released. She was part of NXT and briefly with Goldust and a couple other characters, Cesaro as well. There's a possibility she's going to be there. Asuka has been nursing a shoulder injury, but she could be due back any day now. It'd be great to see her come in. Cameron, the former Funkadactyl, she's possibly going to be there and has been seen in St. Louis. Melina, former women's champion and manager of M&M, been working with a NWA recently, so that could be another Forbidden Door person coming there. And of course, the top name that everybody's talking about, because even her hairstylist and makeup artist has been brought in, and that's former champion Ronda Rousey. So anything is possible. They do have at least 7 spots to fill. That was a list of about 11 extras. So somebody's going to get used, somebody's not. And just looking quickly. John is thinking that Trish Stratus and Jordan Grace could show up as well. Yeah, you never know who's going to come possibly with Mickie James. There had been talk that the Iconics or Inspiration were asked to come, and I guess the bad taste in their mouth from being fired last year, they said no, even though they probably could have brought their Impact Wrestling tag team titles with them, just like Mickie James is going to, but they've turned that down. Doesn't mean other people from Impact or Ring of Honor. Roxy has been seen recently around the Performance Center. So many possibilities, and I guess that's the upside with the fact that there's the COVID protocols. If somebody fails, somebody else can always be slipped in. Say not set. I'm not sure. So yeah, that is going on. Looking at my picks though for this, I do unfortunately see, and I say unfortunately because I don't like this scenario, but everybody else has been saying it. Ronda Rousey does return and wins it and goes after uh, Becky Lynch, only because of the fact that what Becky said the other day kind of sparked this idea. She said she's been undefeated in 3 years holding a title. She gave up the belt, and Asuka got it as part of the Money in the Bank win. She came back, beat Bianca Belair in no time flat. So you go back in time, and they're using a lot of history lately, especially with Rollins and Reigns, and we'll get to that in a moment. But Ronda Rousey says she didn't actually get beat by Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, that her shoulder was up. So if they go back to that, show the footage, Ronda Rousey wins the Royal Rumble, she can use that as fuel to now have Becky versus Ronda at WrestleMania Night 1 main event. So that's the only reason why I'm saying that is to use history. If it were not for Ronda Rousey possibility and her name popping up, I probably would have gone with somebody like Bianca Belair. Unfortunately, Liv Morgan has not been able to be lifted up to that position, but it is going to be my thought, Ronda Rousey. Though you're going to see somebody like Mickie James in the Final Four. You're going to see Bianca Belair in the Final Four as well. Looking at some of the other ones, longevity-wise, I could see also Mickie James being there. Entrance number 2 probably is going to be Liv, because they're going to make it seem like the whole underdog thing, and if she's going to make it. A number 29 entrant could be Ronda Rousey, or one of the returning people like a Nikki Bella, who we're not sure how much in-ring time she can have because of her neck abilities. Are they fully cleared up? If so, maybe we're going to end up seeing the Bellas go for the tag team titles at WrestleMania, but this will be the test possibly, and have Nikki at a later number to see if she can at least handle something going on. Most eliminations, I can see Charlotte doing that, to be doing her arrogant side of things and saying she's the queen and being able to take everybody out, but then she's going to get taken out, and that's either going to be by somebody like Lita, who we saw a confrontation with on SmackDown. A returning Sasha Banks could be the one to take out Charlotte Flair, or even Bayley. But yeah, anything's possible. And I think Bayley is, if she does return, could be back as a face instead of the annoying ding dong, hello, sort of Karen figure of WWE. Those are some of my picks going on for the Women's Royal Rumble. There's a whole bunch of others to pick from, as the list is on your screen right now and can also be found on our website, scumbagswrestling.ca. Always able to email me, scumbagsofwrestling at gmail.com. Go to our Facebook page. That's the easiest way to get in touch with me, because it's instant message, direct message. You can get that, and we'll settle everything up and get your picks in and follow along and have a great evening of action. Because I think, regardless of how people have been perceiving WWE lately, this is going to be a great evening of action. And the Royal Rumble rarely disappoints. I was there in 2014 in Pittsburgh, where it did disappoint, but I think that was because of our fan expectation involving Daniel Bryan rather than the matches itself. I can't still believe Rey Mysterio got booed out of Pittsburgh that night just because he showed up as number 30, but it happened. Moving on to the title matches, we have the WWE Championship on the line with Brock Lesnar, the Beast, finally going one-on-one with Bobby Lashley. These two were in the ring earlier January 1st, day one. First time ever, and thankfully they didn't really interact too much. This is one of the reasons why Lashley did come back to WWE, and it's taken a long while for them to finally get to this position of doing this match. Didn't help that Roman Reigns got COVID and were needing to reshuffle the deck at day one. Brock is your champion, but I think they're still looking to go with Brock against Roman at WrestleMania. A comment from John. Only thing disappointing today is we should be doing a Hammerlock show tonight. Yes, that is true. Hammerlock Pure Wrestling was scheduled to be in Strathroy this evening, and unfortunately, due to COVID, that got delayed. If you are in the London area or southwestern Ontario, be sure to check out great independent wrestling in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. John and myself are part of the Hammerlock family and able to testify that this is great action. Don't miss out and support any independent wrestling wherever you are. Going back to the Royal Rumble, we have the matchup with the title. Due to what happened last night, I kind of changed my mind going into what my predictions are going to be. And I think somehow Paul Heyman is going to be involved with both title matches, for starters, and that's one of our questions on the list. But because of what happened with Seth and Roman, and I'm going to address that in a moment, I see Bobby Lashley coming out the winner and new champion, and we'll get a rematch later on down the line, maybe at SummerSlam or something like that between Brock and Lashley. Something's going to happen, whether it's the Usos, Roman Reigns himself, or Paul Heyman are going to cost Lesnar the title. And so we're going to see Lashley as a champion going against whoever wins tonight's Royal Rumble. Like I said, Big E is my pick for that one, unless Brock gets in there and gets it so that he can go against Roman and that whole thing, and we still have to wait for the challenger for Lashley at Elimination Chamber, which is going to happen in Saudi Arabia next month. So many possibilities with this title match, but I'm picking Lashley to win, be the new champion. A really pissed off Brock Lesnar is going to be a tough person to control, so he could go into the Rumble and just annihilate people and win it to get revenge on Paul Heyman, get revenge on the Usos, get revenge on Roman Reigns, but it's going to lead to the WrestleMania match that was supposed to happen. And my reason for that is because last night on SmackDown, they made it very poignant to do facial expressions and relive history between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. If you saw the last segment, Seth Rollins confronted Roman Reigns, and Roman just sat there and he stood there. His facial did it all. He was blinking a lot. He was just letting everything that Seth was saying sink in. How he betrayed the Shield, how he destroyed their friendship, how everything was going his way, and he did it calculated. How he always beat Roman Reigns for championships. He insulted Roman's lineage, the whole family, including his father, all the way back. There's a lot of things going on there. Roman ended up trying to go behind him and hit him with a Superman punch. Seth ducked it, snuck out, and came out as a Cheshire cat, smiling the whole time as Roman was letting everything sink in of his failures against Seth Rollins, all the crimes that Seth Rollins has committed against him. And while it would almost seem great that Seth Rollins, a heel over on Raw, comes over to SmackDown as a babyface, gets the title off the tyrant and the head of the table, the tribal chief, who's been dominating for well over 500 days of the championship. I'm not going to see it happen. Roman Reigns will retain, and it'll go all the way to WrestleMania for that Brock Lesnar encounter. Paul Heyman, I think, will be involved since the Usos are also not going to be available, that they can explain later on that Roman was missing that one element, and that was the counselor of Paul Heyman. And so since last night at SmackDown, Roman has sought out advice from his counsel, and that's where everything falls into place and back to the way it should have been had Roman not gotten COVID. So those are my picks for tonight. Have not heard yet. I'm trying to still watch any updates from WWE about any of the kickoff show matches. There's bound to be something because Ivar and Eric, the Viking Raiders, are supposed to be number one contenders to the Usos. They should be probably have that match there. There's also potential for Chad Gable and Otis, the Alpha Academy, going against Rated RKO. Or RK Bro, should I say. So there's a lot of things that could happen. We don't even have Veer and Shanky or Jinder Mahal on the card. So there's people missing. I think even Rich Holland is not there. So you never know what's going to happen on that. Stay tuned to anything going on. I'll try and post it for that. But like I said, contact us, Scumbags Wrestling.ca to enter the pool. Go to our Facebook page and direct message me, and you could win some prizes for the top 3 people to get the most points tonight, regardless of you being in the regular predictions league or not. 3 people are going to win that. For those in the predictions league, the top 2 point getters for session 2, along with the overall point getter, are going to join Austin and Kieran in the top 5 to battle for the championship during the month of February and March. So that's going to happen. We're coming down to the ending of the first year of the Predictions League, and it's been fun so far. I'm enjoying it. Hope you are too. I'll quickly recap all my picks. For the Royal Rumble, the winner, I want to say Big E, just because of going against Lashley at WrestleMania. The only caveat being Brock Lesnar could go in and just destroy people to be on the path to go after Roman. The It couple beating the Grit couple, and as others have pointed out, it could lead to a third and final match at WrestleMania for these two there. Big Time Bex retaining her championship over Doudrop, facing whoever the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble is, which I'm picking Ronda Rousey in a surprise return. My alternative, if Ronda does not come, would be Bianca Belair, just to get that rematch from Survivor Series. No, SummerSlam, should I say. Get that revenge from SummerSlam and go after Big Time Bex. But I'm thinking longer term storytelling, it is Ronda Rousey. Big storyline going on and getting everybody back on track. Lashley is your new WWF or WWE World Champion. And you have Roman Reigns finally getting a sense of revenge, standing tall as the head of the table over the architect, Seth freaking Rollins. I hate that name, to be honest, and you have to keep on saying it over and over again. But those are my picks. Hope you all enjoy the show. It is one of my favorites of the year. And Jonesy and I are going to record tomorrow a special This Week in History looking at 10 years of the first Royal Rumbles from 88 to 97. So I hope you join us and have a great night.